This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, well, thank you all very much for joining me today. I've muted everybody temporarily to avoid background noise. And basically, we have some new faces, which is really exciting. And we have some people that have been with us before, which is also nice. And we have some people that are online, but for some reason they're having some technical difficulties with their cameras, but that's fine. I can see them on the list here, and we can certainly hear them and they can hear us. So basically, real quick, the meeting has three parts. The first part is we'll do a round of introductions, so I'll unmute people one at a time, so you can take a minute or two to introduce yourself to the rest of the group. Then the second part of the meeting, hopefully the introductions will trigger some questions from one of the participants to somebody else. So we'll have just a session to ask questions of each other, and if we can provide help or leads or information or anything like that, that would be great. And usually there's 10 or 20 minutes left at the end. I will try to wrap this up just in about 55 minutes, which would be a couple minutes before 3 p.m. Eastern time, because I'm sure some people have other Zoom and video chats to go to. And then that's pretty much it. Oh, very important. I always forget to say this. Put your contact information in the chat. And then at the end, I'll send out an email to everybody sharing everybody's contact information, or, if you want to do LinkedIn profiles or website links or whatever you put in the chat, I will share with everybody after this meeting. And I will also send you a link to the recording. So sorry for the long intro, but here we go. And the nice thing is, I shouldn't say nice, I am actually kind of bummed Alejandra's not here with us, but Barb gets to go first today. So Barb, do you want to introduce yourself, please, to the rest of the group?
Sure. So I'll try to help you remember to introduce yourself at the end. Thank you, Sal, for hosting these meetings. I really enjoy attending them, and I signed up for your special deal for next year, so I'm really glad about that. And so thank you all for being here. I am Barbara Klein, the love coach. I am a dating and life coach. I own the Best You Dating and Life Coaching. And I love helping singles who are feeling frustrated and lonely by teaching them how to discover their own self-worth so they can fall in love with someone they're aligned with. And I love helping people not only who are single and feeling lonely and frustrated, but also people that are in relationships that might be struggling in those relationships through my life coaching program. And so I help elevate people in a variety of ways. I also run 2 meetup groups. One is called Self-Improvement Singles, and the other is called Surviving and Thriving Divorce. There are many people that are single and or separated and going through divorce or have gone through a divorce that are really struggling. And so that is why I created those meetup groups. And just because it is Cyber Monday, I've got to say that on my website, which you will get in my chat link, on my website, I am offering a free do-it-yourself create a scroll-stopping online dating profile. So it is a DUI guide in order to be able to do that. And so that is available on my website. And thank you, Sal.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that nice introduction. And let's see, the next person on my list is Aaron. And I know we can't see you on your camera, but that's fine. I think you can hear us and we can hear you. So if you want to take a minute or two to introduce yourself to the rest of the group.
Yes, yes, thank you, Sal. I'm so sorry you guys can't see me. I've been trying everything here and it's just simply not working. But anyways, I work for Landmark's digital marketing firm. I put my information in the chat. Pretty much what we do is very cutting edge digital marketing, which, as we all know, all of us are online so much nowadays. And it's programmatic advertising, as well as intent based marketing, which means kind of like if you ever went online, ladies, shopping for shoes and then you didn't buy it, but then no matter where you are on the internet, those pair of shoes keep following you around. That's kind of what I do. So I can do that for your businesses. Yeah, I'd love to talk to anyone who has any leads, or if yourself you need to, do some more online digital marketing.
Okay, perfect. Very good. Thank you very much. And I see that Alejandra joined us, and don't worry, we'll loop back to you here in a second. I just don't want to lose my place. And Jack, same thing. We can't see you on the computer, but I know you're here. So if you could please introduce yourself.
Yeah, sure. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Okay, good. Yeah, I feel better now that Aaron can't come on. I felt I was the only one, so I'm kind of glad you couldn't come on either, Aaron. But anyway, Sal, thanks again, as always, for hosting this. I'm actually retired, but more of a semi-retirement. I ran an advertising agency. I was in the ad agency business for the better part of 30 years, and probably 25 of those years I ran my own shop. I've been out of it now for probably 15, 18 years, and I actually work now kind of as a part-time gig. I sort of fancy myself as a Plan B consultant, helping people find something above and beyond what they do if they're open to supplementing, diversifying their income, so to speak. But I work with a science-based U.S. manufacturing company out of the Pacific Northwest. They're based in Idaho Falls. Company is Melaleuca. And after 35 years, we're now in our 36th year. They've become the largest private online wellness shopping club in North America. And my wife and I and our family, my daughter and her family, and a lot of other friends and family members have been preferred customers now for a long time. These are better, safer products than you can buy at the store. All natural, no harsh ingredients in any of the products, no childproof capping required by the FDA because there's no harmful ingredients. But a couple of the publications that these are some quotes that I've had that I use to a degree in promoting our wellness shopping club. But EPA reports that indoor air pollution is one of the nation's most important environmental health problems. After analyzing 2,900 chemicals used in personal care products, 884 were found to be toxic. Of chemicals commonly found in homes, 150 have been linked to allergy, birth defects, cancer, and psychological abnormalities. More children under 4 die of accidental poisonings at home and are accidentally killed with guns at home. Anyway, bottom line is we're looking for people basically that are proactive towards health and wellness and want better, safer products as long as we don't mess with the family budget. And the company does allow revenue sharing among their customer base if they want to. What I mean by that is if you want to help the company promote their brand and share this concept, they let you revenue share with them for doing that. And that's what kind of attracted me after we became happy customers. Once we experienced the value of being a customer, it really just kind of became a question of now wanting to pay it forward. So again, we're looking for people proactive towards health and wellness, and we're looking for people that might want to supplement, diversify their income a little bit. So that's pretty much it. I'll put my information in the chat room. And again, thanks for allowing me to share, and thank you again, Sal, as well.
Very good. Thank you, Jack. Let's see, where are we on this list here? Oh, and I promised Jennifer I would let her go first, and I forgot. Jennifer, are you there?
Did you just unmute me?
I did. I just unmuted
Hold
you.
on. Let me turn on my camera. Hold on. No, I have diabetes, and I'm trying this new way of managing it. So it's like you spend calories, eat calories, spend calories, eat calories. It's crazy. It takes a lot of tracking and journaling. But anyhow, I put my information in the chat. I know most of you. For those of you I don't know, I do a variety of different things as I'm dealing with multiple health conditions, which I write about. I run a blog called Sanctuary Intel that's private access. I'm trying to put together a book. I've just written many books, so I like to write as a hobby. I'm currently working on some deal brokering, putting together a consultancy. I represent some authors. And Sal, do you want to tell them about our big project?
Yeah, we're exploring the possibility of doing some hemp-related manufacturing, let me say, in West Virginia. That's still at a very initial stage, but Jennifer has done a great job of setting us up with all the business development folks in West Virginia. And the Chinese say a long journey starts with the first step, so we're certainly getting it going.
That's what we're working on in West Virginia. My information's in the chat. Anyone can feel free to call me. I've reached out to people who I can see an immediate possibility for lead generation for. So have a good day, and I'll be listening in.
All right, perfect. Thank you very much. Let's see, how are we doing down on this list here? Nicole, if you want to introduce yourself, please.
Hello, my name's Nicole. I am a financial services professional with Mass Mutual in Virginia Beach, Virginia. So coastal. I don't know, are we all in Virginia Beach or where? If we cross the country, I don't even know.
We are all over the place. I think we have
Okay.
a little bit more than normal from Pittsburgh because of how this originally started. But I know Jack and Patty are down in Florida. Stephanie is out, and don't tell me it's either North Dakota or South Dakota. New Mexico. New Mexico. All right. So anyway, we got people from all over.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I thought, because as soon as I said that, I was like, oh, I know Stephanie's not from Virginia Beach. But yeah, so I'm in Virginia Beach. Like I said, I'm a financial services professional, so my goal is to help people reach financial stability when it comes to risk management or any sort of planning they may need. So if that's retirement planning, if that's business planning, anything like that. And so a great client for me is somebody who is, going through a change in their life, or anybody who just wants to chat about their financial situation. I don't charge anything to talk to somebody. So if you know of anybody, or if you want to chat with me, my information is in the group message box. So feel free to reach out.
All right. Fantastic. Let's see, who do we have here? Patty, I know you're down in Florida. I don't know if you're with, geographically close to Jack, but anyway, if you could please introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Patti Ferroli. I'm on the other coast. I'm on the West Coast, but I'm actually on the East Coast, so I get to say that. Anyway, I've known Jack for a while. Jack, actually, thank you for introducing me to this group, and thank you, Sal, for inviting me also. My company is fairly new. They launched in the end of April, beginning of May, and it is a USD certified organic product, and it is a CBD product, and it is infused with glutathione. And the difference between our CBD product, what makes us superior over everybody else, is one, you want to make sure that any CBD product that you do get is organic, because the hemp plant absorbs everything from the ground. And hemp is currently being grown at Chernobyl to absorb the radiation out of the ground and being sold on the black market. So you want to be very careful of any CBD you do buy. Ours is also cold press. Much of your hemp is cut with either CO2 or ethanol, and ours is cold pressed like olive oil, so it is very pure. Glutathione is a very important master antioxidant that they're finding that people who that don't do well with COVID have very low levels. People that do very well with COVID have high levels of glutathione. The only way to really get glutathione is the best way to get it is through IVs or through shots, because CBD and glutathione, 80% of it gets destroyed through the GI tract when you take it orally. So when you take your tinctures, you're only getting about 20% of that product. What's the most exciting thing about our product is a delivery system. It's a patented diamond nanotechnology. So when you put the cream on your body, you're putting a cream on your body that's been nanosized 3 times through a diamond technology. Usually when they do nanotechnology, they burst the molecules with sonification. We cut ours with diamonds to keep the integrity of the molecule, and they pass it through 3 times to make it super bioavailable. So when you put it on your skin, you're getting upwards of 80% of the product into your body. This is affecting people who have ADHD, anxiety, MS, injuries, low levels of energy, insomnia, GI tract issues. It's amazing what this product is doing. I sat down at lunch with a friend and I put it on her, and she had really high anxiety. She said that she got on 75 between a car and a truck and she had a panic attack. And as we were sitting there, she said she felt this overwhelming calmness come over her, and it was within 5 minutes of putting the cream on her wrist. She said she felt like she could sit there and have a glass of wine for an hour, and she said, Patty, this isn't who I am. She says, I can't shut my mind off ever. So it was she went from being a customer to joining the company. The company, like I said, has just been launched. They did it right. They researched it for 2 years. They wanted to make sure we're even inspected in FDA facilities. So when they do pass regulations, we're not going to miss a beat. 99% of the companies are going to fall off by the wayside because they've got traces of chemicals in them, or they're not even regulated. We regulated ourselves, and we came up with an incredible product. So if you know anybody that is looking for relief in any really, if you look at glutathione and find out it controls everything from your brain to your toes, if you don't have it, you are open to disease. So we need to supplement the product, and orally you don't get it unless you're getting shots. You're not getting your glutathione. If you're getting older, with all the toxins and everything that we do to our bodies, you deplete your glutathione, and again, you open yourself to disease. So I think health is paramount. And I know Jack, and I also am a member of Lough because I like to use natural products in my home to keep my body in homeostasis, so it can help cure itself. And that's what I'm about.
All right, perfect, excellent. Thank you, Patty.
You're welcome.
I'm just going to say, by the way, guys, I'm using Patty's product. Jury's still out a little bit, but so far I've actually had some pretty good experience with it. So just a little endorsement there.
Excellent.
Thanks, Patty.
That's one nice thing about this group too, is if you use anybody else's product or you do business, if it's a service, whatever, feel free to mention it, because that's part of what all this is about. Stephanie, if you want to unmute yourself from your side and introduce yourself.
Oh, okay. I'm already unmuted, but I think, but I'm Stephanie, and I work for a company called Exhibit, trade show marketing experts, but not just trade show. We are out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Normally I have a cool background behind me, but for some reason I haven't figured it out on this one yet, with the Sandia Mountains behind us. So as a little plug before I go into other things, Albuquerque is a beautiful place that the first week of October. Sal, do you know this one?
You're going to talk about the Balloon Fest.
Yes, there you go. So the first week of October is our International Balloon Fiesta, where you can go down on the field with the balloons as they're blowing them up and taking off, which is very unique. And you'll see over 500 balloons in the air. So Albuquerque is a wonderful place to be that first week of October. So put it on your calendars. We'll see if we can do it live this next year. But what I do is, it only takes 3.5 seconds for people to walk past your exhibit booth and decide whether they want to come in and talk to you or not. It only takes 15 to 18 seconds for somebody to actually start talking to you and decide whether they like you or not. So it's very important that you have a personal brand as well as a business brand. Where COVID-19 kind of stopped events dead in their tracks and trade shows hit brick walls, we're still working on getting back to those events, but it is very important that you do have that virtual presence out there, as well as your branding continues to be pushed out to your clients, to new people. That's one reason why it's important to be on networking events like this. So thank you, Sal, for hosting this. It's been a wonderful experience to be on this one and several others, to meet new people around the country. So it's not just our local business here in Albuquerque that we're focusing on. We have a national clientele as well. So one of our largest clients is Travel Portland, and so we house their 14 crates of exhibit booths. And when they have exhibits that they need, or shows that they need to send out to, we handle all of their show services. We handle their repairs. We handle their booth setup and takedown. And for smaller businesses, we do anything from logo design, marketing collateral design, virtual background design, all the way to banner stands, table throws, and tabletop floor displays as well. Sal, am I able to share my screen?
Absolutely. Yep. Just hit share your screen.
Okay. Can you see this here?
We can.
Okay. So this, we host a large networking event in Albuquerque every year called the B2B Expo, and it's the largest networking event in the area here, but we had to go virtual this last year. So in doing that, in preparation for that, we started doing these mastermind sessions. And so these are B2B, B2C mastermind community virtual events, and we pick some really fun leaders out there in Albuquerque, and we've had a couple national ones like Goldman Sachs as well. But we invite you to register. Our next one is next Wednesday, December 9th, from 10:30 to 11:30 Mountain Standard Time. And so in the chat, I did, with my information, put the link for this at the end. So as we go down, you'll see that our two speakers here, if I can get it to fit, we have two breakout rooms. One is with Diane Villegas, who is a wonderful marketing person here in Albuquerque, and she talks about marketing strategies. And then also Michael Bouton, he does assessments for people who are hiring. So when I first came on to exhibit, DJ, my CEO, had him give me an assessment. Pretty intense, I'm not going to lie. But it's one of those things that is very important. It goes into personalities. It goes into what you're good at, your strengths, your weaknesses, and it's pretty good at letting you know where you stand and what an employer might look at. So he's going to be looking at some of those things there. So we do this once a month, and I invite you all to participate as we are now opening this up to not just local but national. So thank you very much, Sal. I think I've taken a lot of time. So if any of you have any questions, let me know.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely. I think we'll have some questions there for you at the end. Okay. And Alejandra, I haven't forgotten about you, but we'll do Vladlen Vronsky first, and then we'll loop back to Alejandra.
You guys hear me good?
We can see you and we can hear you.
All right, perfect. Because I was having issues earlier, but with that being said, it's awesome seeing everyone here, and it's a pleasure to be on your call, Sal. So thank you so much for being able to host this awesome event. I'm actually involved in the financial services as well, and what I do is I'm involved in trading, global markets trading. I started off as an insurance agent way back when, like 3 years ago. And I was selling insurance. And so what inspired me was looking at how these companies are structured. So in order, when you're paying a premium, you're paying an interest on this premium. And so what do these companies do? They put it into their general accounts, and they invest into what? Other stocks, bonds, real estate, all these different things. And so I found out that that's what I want to do, right? It's incredibly inspiring what they do. So I've partnered up with a phenomenal leadership group and a few other traders, and now we have artificial intelligence trading software as a service. So the reason being is I found out that as a trader, we're not always going to be profitable. About 90% of people fail in the market, right? A lot of people blow their accounts. And so, from a risk management standpoint, I mean, that's ridiculous. I've been in companies where they only offer education, where they only offer mentoring. And I've built teams. And I found out that it didn't sit right with me. I felt like I was leading lambs to the slaughtering. You hype everyone up and you say, hey, you're going to be making all these financial freedom, driving Lamborghinis, living on that penthouse over the cliff. I found out that, not everyone can handle that type of education that is necessary to sharpen your blades with the skill set. And you have to be around the right people, because there are people out there that aren't necessarily trading how you want it to actually trade. And so that's where the AI comes in, where you're, as a business owner, as an investor, as anyone in the field, out there promoting other products, or maybe you're a trader yourself and you're looking for a little bit of more sleep in your schedule. And AI is a phenomenal tool to really just leverage and have compound growth. And I want to invite you to a Facebook group that looks just like this. You said I could share my screen, right?
You should be able to, yes.
All right, cool. So I'm gonna put it on screen number 1 here. So this is our Facebook group. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link here. I don't want to take too much time and bore anyone, because of we have a few analytics that I can share with you. But since we're in this group, we're together. I trust that this information stays here. This is an invite-only Facebook group, so we have a few gains here, and each of them are disclosed of the length of time. And this is not just myself. These are all other customers here as well. So we have clients that have phenomenal account growth, 55%, all verified FX books. I like to look at the blue numbers, but the FX books, this is where it all is, right? These are all the statistics. You can see how much drawdown this particular account was in, what accounts they started off with, so on and so forth. So, it's incredible to see other people's results with our software, and I'm more than, I bet you're going to see some results on your end as well. So with that being said, let me stop the screen share, and I'll drop all the information in the chat. And I'm always looking for leaders and also financial advisors. You guys are the best testimonials, because you know what's going on in the markets. You understand how money moves and how to manage your risk. So that being said, let's connect on a one-on-one, and thank you.
Absolutely perfect. Thank you. And let me see. I'm going to flip all the way back up. Alejandra, if you want to introduce yourself with that smiley face.
Always, it's free. It costs nothing to smile. So guys, first and foremost, thank you, Sal, for putting the group together. And I hugely apologize. I was running a meeting that I was the host for, so I couldn't end it. And I'm usually super on time. I'm probably one of the first ones to join, but today I was late, and I hate being late. As much as I have a Latino accent, and Latinos have a different clock, it's not mine. So thank you, Sal, and I apologize for that. So, but first and foremost, my name is Alejandra. I love this group here. I have made beautiful friendships on this group as a testimonial to Sal's group. Barbara, I consider her a dear friend of mine already. We've met outside of here, and I see her in other groups. Jack and I, we formed a beautiful friendship. I became a customer of his. Yona, I think, is in the same company as you, as Nicole. We're doing our life insurance with him. I met him here. So this group works. So, commit to it. I committed to all of 2021 already with Sal, and I'm super excited for the friendships that are being formed here in this group, and the business context and how to help one another. With that being said, again, my name is Alejandra Kalman. I'm a regional vice president with a company called ACN. And what we do is actually we market services, essential services, things that people don't know how to live without, for both residential and commercial, from your electricity to your cell phone, all the way to your identity theft protection, home security, payment processing, you name it. And what I do is, one, I help individuals, consumers, as well as businesses save money on their services. And most importantly, my favorite part of them is I teach people how to generate residual income on services that they pay every single day. I've been doing it for a long time. My household has 17 years in the company. So this is what we do. We love doing it. We love, you know, what Vlad said earlier, really, truly teaching people how to become financially free. So that's what I do on a daily basis. And what a good referral is for me is, one, anybody that is suffering through COVID. I think that's still probably the most, you know, obvious of all. Somebody that's looking for a second stream of income, somebody that wants mentorship and is looking for that mentorship. But then the least obvious of them, I'm going to point out some people to you that maybe you already have on your Rolodex. Think of real estate agents or brokers or investors. You know, these people, when they either onboard a tenant or a new homeowner comes into a home, they have to do what? Set up services for them. So we generate a concierge service for them, one-stop shop for that tenant or that client, better customer experiences, better reviews, happier customer, and residual income for somebody that does not have residual income and has to start over with every single sale. So that's what I do. I love doing it. And I'm passionate about helping others the same way that I, you know, was able to help my family. I do this internationally. I worked with 27 countries. Myself, I'm working with 8 right now, so I have a long ways to go. So I'm excited to get to know all of you on an individual basis and see how we can help one another grow.
All right, perfect. And then I won't. By the way, Yona was supposed to be here. Yona is another person that comes to all these meetings, and he's always last on the list because it's alphabetical, and he always reminds me to introduce myself.
Sorry, Yona was sick. He got COVID and he's fine now, but that's probably why we haven't seen him in a while.
Oh, I did not know that. Okay,
yeah.
Well, I'm glad he's recovering.
He is well now.
Okay, well, good. Well, then tell you what, we'll send our, you know, get well wishes to Yona virtually here, and so anyway, he always reminds me to introduce myself because sometimes I get so wrapped up and so excited listening to everybody that I forget to introduce myself, which is probably of the benefit for everybody else. But anyway, just kidding. Anyway, my name is Sal Acosta. I am a business broker, so I help people buy and sell businesses. And very quickly, since they come in all shapes and sizes, I usually deal with businesses that have 10 to 250 employees, 0 to 10 or $20 million in revenue. And I know, again, with the coronavirus, everything is a little bit hit and miss, but hopefully break even. So anywhere from 0 to about $1 million or $2 million in cash flow. Typical client and someone that we can help very well is somebody that started their business 10, 20, 30 years ago, is now in that 60 to 80-year-old range and is looking to retire because they want to go hang out in Florida with Patty or Jack on one coast or the other, play with the grandkids, take the RV cross country, play golf, go to the Balloon Fest in Albuquerque. And I always tell them, half kidding, half serious, hey, before you can do any of that in style, you got to come see me so we can sell your business and cash you out and you can do all that good stuff. So that's what I do. And now I am going to, from my side, unmute everybody. So hopefully, I have a couple questions, but hopefully the intros have triggered questions in other people's minds. So does anybody have a question for somebody else? Go for it, Patty, or Stephanie, I'm sorry.
I just wanted to talk with Patty a little bit. I would be interested in learning more about your product. I didn't see, oh, you just put your .com in there, but I didn't see your information. So I do deal with neck issues pretty heavily, and I've tried some CDB products in the past, but would be interested in looking at yours a little closer because some of them work and some of them don't. And so I definitely am interested in what you said about the pureness of them.
Awesome. When you go on my website, there's like a 4-minute video that covers all those books, goes into it a little bit better. I was a little bit nervous. That was my first time on the phone. I usually don't have my face there. Yeah, a little camera shy. But yeah, it's a nice short video, so not boring. But you can do your own research on glutathione too, because I think we don't even important glutathione is to us to stay healthy and disease-free. And that's what's more exciting to me is the combination of the two, because CBD is incredible by itself, but when you've got two of them working together, they call that a gosh, I can't think of the name. Cascading. There's an effect that happens when complements the others. And if you're interested, I can send you samples, but we do have a 60-day money-back guarantee on our product now, and nobody's returned.
Okay.
Okay. And if
Wow,
you have
Thank you.
I want to repeat that because she was cutting out a little bit in and out, but she's willing to send samples. So if anybody else on the video chat here is interested, I'm going to put her on the spot because I think that was for Stephanie, but that was okay. If anybody's interested in samples, I think we can get some samples out of Patti.
That would be great. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've tried several different products and I'm not currently using any CBD products because none of them really worked for the pain that I have in my neck. So it's one of those things where I would rather not use it if I don't have to. But at the same time, with other medications, that's all the doctor gives me is medications, and it masks the pain. It doesn't get to the real issue. And so that's why I'm exploring different options. And then I'd also like to give a shout out to Jack. Melaleuca is great. I'm part of Melaleuca as well. And there are a lot of wonderful products, especially right now. Ordering online is a key. I deal with allergies as well, and changing to the Melaleuca cleaning products have really helped me in my asthma that I have in my house. So I can't use anything with chlorine, otherwise it sets me off. So if you're interested in the Melaleuca, it is a wonderful cleaning system that they have for your products in your home. So shout out to Melaleuca as well.
I vouch for that too. I am using Jack's cleaning products at the house. Really good.
They're not mine, but
well, they're still Jack's to
I
me.
know. It's a great company.
Jack's products. As a matter of fact, I have a 4-year-old that is always trying to clean, when everybody else cleans, and I never just want to give him the bottle because I'm just so afraid that he's going to spray his face with ammoniac or something. But now I'm like, yeah, sure, here, go spray. And
a lot of the poison control centers are aware of Melaleuca products. And like I said, the FDA does not require childproof capping on them. So that's all.
Wait a minute, Jack. You know what? That could be your absolute biggest selling point. Tell all the mothers they can give the stuff to the kids and send them off to clean.
That's right.
My kid fights to clean, so.
I'm sorry. Would you say, Alejandro? I missed that.
I'm saying Mark is at home. He fights to go clean, so I have to take the bottles of spray outside of his hand. So this time I don't. So it's great.
Good for him.
Very, very cool. All right. Any other questions, comments from anybody to anybody?
Jennifer, you mentioned a
sorry to hear about him.
I'm sorry. Say again, Jack.
I'm just sorry to hear about Yona. Certainly keep him in our prayers and hope he is on the road to recovery.
He's well now.
Oh, good.
But he's probably in the recovery path. But he self-quarantined at home, and none of his 4 daughters or wife got it, so that's great.
Yeah, that is great. Just to give a little bit of a testimony, mine just got over COVID. He had it for 2 weeks, and I didn't have any symptoms, and I took it day and night, didn't mask. But I was double dosing him with my Klein Nano, and I was doing the same to myself. And I feel fine. So thanks.
Well, see, that's the interesting thing about this is it hits everybody different. It hit our office in July, and our boss is still on oxygen to this day. She's the most healthy person you would ever know, and it hit her the hardest out of everybody. Me, I tested negative, so I was the one negative in the office that didn't get it. But 2 people without symptoms, one with just a little stomach, some with other heavier symptoms but not hospitalized. So it hits everybody different, and that's what's interesting about this, because you really don't know how to approach it, because it could hit you different than anybody else.
the National Football League just got hit real hard. In fact, they're talking about canceling some of the season, maybe postponing the Super Bowl. But the Ravens, I hear, 7 or 8 of their players got it and canceled the Steeler game. So,
Wow.
scary stuff, It really is.
Yeah. It's supposed to happen tomorrow. The game is supposed to happen tomorrow, so
That's what
we'll
they
see.
say. It's still a little iffy, they said, but yeah, they rescheduled it for tomorrow. You're right.
Right. Yep.
See,
Well,
Barb
being
is on
that
top of the
some of
Steelers
us,
schedule.
some of us are in Pittsburgh, so
Yeah, you guys are on a roll, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, Pittsburgh. I lived in Pittsburgh. I lived near Virginia Beach too.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
What part of Pittsburgh did you live in, Patty?
Library, right near South there.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
All the time, yeah.
Yep.
Very cool. Hey, Stephanie, I have a question for you, and I'm going out on a limb, but the Pittsburgh Business Show, there was a company called Stetson that did a lot of kind of the booth setups and things like that. Do you know them? Is that a competitor?
It's Stetson, you said?
Yeah, like the hat. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have to look into that just because I'm not the main person that's over the show management. I'm sure that our show management expert over here knows a lot of different companies because we do partner. So it's not like I fly out there or we have a crew here in Albuquerque that flies out to do that. We partner with different companies around the country to handle those shows and help store, when we send the Travel Portland booths or New Mexico at DOT, all of those. So we partner. So that might be somebody we could look into, but I personally don't know them.
Okay. I was just curious because I don't do a lot of trade shows. I did the Pittsburgh Business Show a couple times to be honest with you, more than anything else, because, well, I knew the people that were running it, and I also wanted to support it because it's a type of activity that Pittsburgh should have. But I remember when I got the whole thing, all the options of all the different things you could do. It was mind-blowing how many little details you have to think about when you're doing a booth, right? And especially in my case, I didn't need electricity. I didn't need anything, right? But it's all again, do you need electricity? Do you need Wi-Fi? Do you need a table? Do you need a waste management basket? It was amazing, all the stuff they ask you.
Well, now there's a lot more involved as we go into, we were hoping that shows were going to be coming back March, April. I'm actually scheduled to go to Las Vegas the end of February, beginning of March, to meet with some of our manufacturers. It's interesting to see. My CEO is actually going to be at an EDPA conference for our industry this week. So she's in Texas for that this week. So we'll know more after this week. She's going to get some more details. But as we look at our clients that are prepping for next year of what they should and shouldn't do, we're finding out that you need to get a bigger booth space because you have to prepare for that social distancing aspect. You also have to have the guards, the sneeze guards and things like that, as well as your sanitizing stations and that information. And so that's important. We have to start educating our clients on what they're going to be required to do that's different than what they normally do. You're going to need more room in your booth space. You're going to need to simplify what you have in your booth space, and that type of information is important. So here at Exhibit, and most of what I do is it's more educational. It's not just about the one sale for us. It's about the relationship and making sure that you're doing what's right for your company and that we educate you in the different rules that are coming out. So that's important to us as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because I remember some trade shows, if it's like a big company and they expect to actually do sales as part of the show, they'll set up like a little bitty office where maybe 3-4 people can sit in there. But I also know they're small. These offices are whatever, 8 by 8. You got 3-4 people in this little 8 by 8 sort of mini cubicle right off the booth there. And I suspect it's probably, and it's all enclosed so people can hear you on the outside. And I suspect that's exactly what you don't want this time around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like I said, the booth sizes, I'm really curious to see how the booth sizes are going to be affected, because your average size is a 10 by 10, then it goes to a 10 by 20 inline. Then you have a peninsula and then an island. So they go anywhere from 10 by 10 up to 40 by 40, that type of thing. So I'm not exactly sure how the industry or how the shows are going to handle that, but I know that for our show here, we're having to make our booth spaces bigger for the same price of what they would have been a normal booth space, because you don't want to overprice the larger booth spaces and not have people participate because of that. So as a show manager, you have to think about that as well. When you're doing a show, you have to allow for the spacing that is going to be required at this point.
All right. Well, we're right about 2:50 here on my clock. We can go for a minute or two. So, anybody have any questions to anybody else?
I don't have any questions, but if anybody ever needs anything, like I said, please feel free to reach out. I don't charge anything to chat, so my information's in the box.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, I'll email that out to everybody so everybody has everybody's contact information, and plus I'll email a link to the recording. So if there's something that you missed that you want to go back to listen to or whatever, or if you want to post this recording on social media, YouTube has a neat little trick, which is you can create a link that doesn't necessarily start at the beginning. It starts at a different point in the recording. So you can all create links that start where exactly where you do your introduction, and then use that on your social media, so that when people click on it, they immediately go to your introduction, and that's kind of neat. Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah. All right, well, listen, I'm going to wrap it up because, again, I want to be conscious of the fact that maybe some of you have back-to-back video chats or meetings or whatever. We'll do another one in 2 weeks, in exactly 2 weeks at 2 p.m. Eastern. And in the meantime, feel free to reach out to each other and set up some longer meetings if there's things you have in common. And thank you all for joining me today.
You bet, everybody.
Thank you,
Stay
Sal.
safe. Stay
Thank you,
safe.
Sal.
Everyone.
Thanks,
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See y'all.